Welcome back, fiber friends, to another episode of the Wool to Gold podcast. This is yet another Will It Spin sort of test game minisode. Today, we are going to be spinning some cotton balls. Recently, user Wilder Mind asked me on Instagram, can you spin cotton balls like the ones that you would find at a pharmacy? Today, I am here to find out. I've never had anybody ask me that before. That is a really rare occurrence that somebody asks me if I can spin something that I haven't heard before, right? Because I feel like I've really heard it all at this point. But this one was unique. Can we spin cotton balls? Today we are going to find out. I'm not going to spin them just like this, okay? I think what my plan is to kind of pull them apart and fluff them. Maybe not. Maybe pulling them apart too much will make it more difficult, actually, because, like, if I kind of pull it apart lightly, it almost makes a roll lag. Not really. Of course the white's getting super blown out. There we go. As you can see, I don't know. We're gonna find out. I don't really want to card it because whenever I card cotton, I really have to clean my hand carders afterwards. But yeah, we're gonna try to spin this. I am not going to do as much work as I did for the last one in terms of prep. I'm not gonna switch to my fast flyer, okay? I am currently working on a project that I need this flyer for, and I even took the second bobbin, my last bobbin of this current project that I'm working on, off of this wheel, just so I can film this video while it is quiet and nobody is home in the neighborhood. So I am going to get this done. I'm not going to switch my flyer out. We're just going to hope that it works. I'm using my DT Lendrum again with the double treadle. I will say I can treadle so fast because it's like a little bike. So hopefully that will aid us in spinning this cotton. Okay, so admittedly, maybe I approached this with a bit too much ego. Originally, I was thinking, okay, it's processed cotton, right? And I don't really know exactly what they make cotton balls out of, but I felt like it probably wasn't the waste cotton. Now I'm thinking maybe this is just like, because like it's so neppy, it's really neppy cotton, and the staple's so short. It's definitely shorter than if I had like cotton top or even like those naturally grown colored cottons that they have. It is, oh boy, a pill to draft because of the neppiness. It's really hard to get an even draft on it. I mean, but it's spinnable. We're doing it. I think I see some of it in the camera has made it onto the wheel. Onto the bobbin, I should say. Okay. This honestly is not the worst thing in the world. This is definitely more enjoyable than spinning dryer lint. I'd call it less enjoyable than spinning like a prepared cotton. Whether that's cotton poonies or a cotton top, I think I prefer a standard prepared cotton. That being said, this is a pretty, like, fun experiment and a really silly, like, little goof, and I can't wait to have the mini sample to put in my little commonplace notebook. I've really been trying to journal this year, and honestly, it's been great, and I am glad that I started doing it. And I'm going to do a whole episode on journals and how I keep my journal. It's been featured in a lot of videos lately because it has just made me keep a lot more even more notes than I was originally keeping, which I should say, I keep a lot of notes for a spinner. All right, let's try spinning one that I don't draft out at all and see if that changes the experience. Oh, wrong way. Because I'm going that way for my other spin. Plying this is going to be so interesting. It's going to be interesting. Oh, it sounds so crunchy. Plant fibers kind of always sound a little crunchy to me when they're drafted, but this sounds extra crunchy. Oh gosh, this is me trying to draft with my non-dominant hand, so you guys are gonna bear with. Ooh, it's like I'm learning to draft for the first time again. Wow, ooh. I should try to practice that more often. So normally I draft, right? I hold my fiber in my left hand and I draft with my right because my dominant hand is my right. Please ignore also the staining that's on my hands is from some natural dye that I was working with this morning. Please don't come for me. I was literally working with that fiber right before I started this project. So, and I'm not really worried about the purity of this cotton sample. But if you want another fun exercise, oh my gosh, try drafting the fiber with your opposite dominant hand. That was funky. I didn't like that. All right, I'd say, honestly, I kind of preferred it when it was pre-drafted a little bit. I feel like it's really hard to get a consistent draft on the yarn when it's not pre-drafted. I feel like it just comes out a lot lumpier. I spun 2 cotton balls worth of yarn. That is enough for me for this experiment. We are gonna ply this small little sample up and take a look at it. Now we're going to try to ply these cotton singles up. I actually think they're gonna ply up pretty decently, simply because I could take the entire piece of yarn off in essentially one go. I didn't even need to put it through a ball winder. And I think that will minimize the likelihood of it falling apart because I didn't really have to pull it off the bobbin. It's kind of just all in my hand here. Do I recommend this method? No. It's not elegant. Your yarn might get tangled multiple times off camera and you might have to untangle it, but you did this to yourself to avoid bringing out the ball winder, because I have a very small art studio, aka room, because my art studio is the room that I live in, which is why all the time, like, one of my spinning wheels is on my bed. When I'm not using one of my spinning wheels, like, at that moment, it's on my bed. My bed is storage during the day. I know I cannot be the only person living like this. I know you New York baddies live like this all the time, so don't come for me. But I have to say, like, plied up, this actually looks kind of pretty. It kind of looks like a slubby cotton, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this sample looks prettier than my first ever cotton sample that I spun. Let's take a look at this. So I took the yarn off of the bobbin. I know it doesn't look like it, but I did use a nitty knotty on the smallest setting. It's essentially only a yard. So I just have this big loop here. But this big loop we can use for lots of educational purposes. Obviously this yarn is not washed and set. I don't think I'm gonna wash and set this. I'm not gonna boil this sample to finish it, just FYI. I'm trying to give you guys like a really clear picture of it, but clearly it's a slubby cotton. I love slubby cotton. I think slubby cotton is really pretty. This sample is just too small to justify me like boiling it to properly finish it or anything like that. One reflection I do have about the pharmacy cotton yarn is that every time I go back to a fiber I previously found super duper difficult, cotton's a really great example, is that with time, like, eventually it gets a little bit easier. And clearly, like, I don't know, there used to be a time where, like, a combed cotton top, like, I hated to see it coming. But this was worse than that. And in previous years, there was nothing that I ranked worse than having to spin cotton. So slowly but surely, you know, we're gaining experience, we're gaining knowledge, we're getting better and faster at things. This was silly. This was fun. I would recommend, if you have some cotton balls in your cabinet and you've never spun cotton before, try spinning these. If you can spin this, you can spin cotton. If anything, it will give you the confidence to actually spin cotton. Thank you once again for all of the input you guys give me for these videos. If you guys have any other suggestions on things, silly things that you would like to see me spin, feel free to leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.